The sex scandal at Penn State, bringing rain to countries in drought, and of course your local weather update. All that and more right here on KBVR.
Corvallis, and welcome to your Thursday night edition of the Beaver News. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Hayden Wilcox.
And I'm Kim Stowel. Information about a recent Generation Opportunity poll shows that currently more than 1 in 4 Americans ages 18 to 29 report they will delay repaying student loans and other debt due to the economy's poor state. 77% of the people surveyed said they, quote, have or will delay a major life change or purchase due to economic factors, end quote. The Daily Barometer reports that Doug Severs, Director of Financial Aid and Scholarships at Oregon State University, said that approximately 60% of students take out loans each year and that the average debt of graduating undergraduate students is right at $22,000. Many students are nervous about the amount of debt they will soon face the poor job market and economy with. Engineering and technology students have much higher hopes due to the growing field of technology.
A recent study conducted by Trojan and published in the annual Sexual Health Report Card has Oregon State University listed as the 5th most sexually healthy university in the nation. Camille Jacobson Ingram of the Daily Barometer reports that this is up from last year's ranking that had OSU at 33rd. The criteria for this determination included student opinion of health center, hours of operation, condom availability, and student peer groups. The OSU campus will soon have nearly 20 so-called condom hotspots where students can get free contraceptives. Current hotspots can be found at the Women's Center, Student Health Services, the Pride Center, Counseling and Psychological Services, and the Dixon Recreation Center, among others. Columbia University currently holds the title as the university with the highest level of sexual health.
This Saturday, the OSU football team will play the team considered by some as the best in the conference, the California Golden Bears. In recent OSU history, OSU has held the upper hand with Cal, winning the last 5 meetings in Berkeley and beating the Bears last year in Corvallis 35-7. The pass will not do the Beavers much good this weekend, though, with this year's current record of 2-7, reports the Daily Barometer. As head coach Mike Riley put it, quote, I don't think you can put too much stock in the past, end quote. Cal and Oregon State rank 1st and 2nd, respectively, in pass defense in the conference. The game this Saturday is the first of the next 3 games where the Beavers will have to face off against the top defenses in the Pac-12.
We now go to Cassidy Gilroy for your look at your Thursday local weather forecast.
Thank you guys. Welcome Beavers to your Thursday night edition of the weather. On Friday, we have some sunshine coming up with a high of 60 and a low of 40, but be sure to pack those jackets in because it might be a bit chilly. Then later on Saturday, the rain's going to start rolling in with a high of 49 and a low of 43. So bring your umbrellas and your hoodies along because you'll need it. And you'll definitely need it throughout the rest of the weekend because Sunday, the rain's going to keep going with a high of 50 and a low of 42. Monday, high of 49 and a low of 39. And Tuesday, a high of 48 and a low of 39. Kind of a gloomy week to week 8, but that's Oregon for you, and it will just keep going. So be prepared and take your jackets along with you. Thank you.
Hopefully the football team will at least be able to stay dry in California because it doesn't look like we'll have the same luck this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon, OSU students and staff are invited to attend the Veterans Day ceremony being put on by the ROTC. The event will run from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and will be held in the Memorial Union Quad. The event pays tribute to the veterans, POWs, and those MIA through a 12-hour flag walk, a 24-hour candlelit vigil, and a 21-gun salute, and more.
A week ago, we ran a story that explained that marriage can actually lower a man's stress level. But a new study conducted at OSU has proven that another life-changing event can also alter a man's behaviors: the transformation into fatherhood. The study, conducted over 19 years, followed 200 boys from the age of 12 to 31 and examined how their crime, tobacco, alcohol, and marijuana usage developed over time. As reported by the university, the results of the study showed that men who had children in their 20s or 30s, a more mentally developed time in their life, showed more willingness to cease their use of drugs and alcohol than men who had their first child in their teens to early 20s. That being said, all new fathers showed a significant decrease in their negative behaviors once a child was introduced into their life. David Kerr, assistant professor of psychology at OSU and lead author of the study, explained the results. Quote, "This research suggests that fatherhood can be a transformative experience, even for men engaging in high-risk behavior. This presents a unique window of opportunity for intervention because new fathers might be especially willing and ready to hear a more positive message and make behavioral changes," end quote. The study, co-authored by scientists here at OSU, the University of Houston, and the Oregon Social Learning Center in Eugene, has been published in the Journal of Marriage and Family.
Reporter Brittany Greenfield will now take us to her new Hot Topic weekly segment, Questions in the Quad.
Hey guys, this is Brittany with Questions on the Quad, bringing you this week's Q&A. What's your name?
Jack Edwards.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Not that I know of.
Really? Okay, so if you could audition for any reality TV show, what would be your choice?
I'd probably have to go with Survivor.
Is there any particular reason why?
Well, I was growing up in the outdoors, so it might give me upper hand.
Awesome. Thank you. What are your guys' names?
Sean Jacobs.
And Blair Davis.
What's your major?
New Media Communications and Music Production Engineering.
Me too.
Nice. Exercise and sports science. Nutrition, yeah.
So, if you guys could be on any reality TV show, what would you choose?
I don't know, one of those like making of the bands. Anything with music.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would be on Jersey Shore, but I'm not big enough, so I don't know. I don't know yet.
Well, you never know.
Good question.
What's your name?
My name is Brendan McMahon.
Do you have any hidden talents?
I really don't.
Really?
I can ride a longboard and that's about it.
Okay. And if you could be on any reality TV show, what would you choose?
That is a very difficult.
So many
Difficult. I know. Probably Survivor.
Any reason why?
Actually, no. Sorry. The Amazing Race, because I want to go around the world. Yeah.
That's a very good choice. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
What are your guys' names?
I'm Holly.
I'm Jared.
So, do either of you have any hidden talents?
I wish.
I hide them so well I can't find them myself.
Okay, I understand. If either of you could be on a reality TV show, what would be your choice?
Survivor.
And any reason why?
Because I'm going to win. Yeah.
Okay.
Survivor, so I can help her win.
Great. Thanks, you guys, so much.
No problem.
Not much for hidden talents today here at OSU, but it looks like Survivor has been the front runner in reality TV. Until next time, this has been Questions on the Quad. Back to you in the studio.
We're going to take a quick break, but we will have your remaining stories for the evening when we return. Stay tuned.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
So you can't save money? That's easy as pie. Brown bagging lunch instead of going out. $6 save times 5 days a week times 10 years is $21,000. That's a lot of lettuce. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
Hair loss. Now this rash on my face, what's going on?
For answers, ask your doctor the right question.
Could I have lupus?
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Horseradish. Is that for horses? Remember me, Mr. Lobster? From last Tuesday? Banana. 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 Here comes the rain. We need a hat. And why do we need a hat? They got. That's right.
When you talk with your child, you build vocabulary, and learning starts long before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
Welcome back to the Beaver News right here on Channel 26. For years now, studies on the brain and its development have been conducted, and it is widely known that in the first few years of our life, our brain grows rapidly. As we start to reach our early 20s, our brain development starts slowing down, and by the time we are finally able to get our senior discounts, our brain development starts to be declining. Scientists have shown that memory is one of the first parts of the brain to be affected by this aging. At around 50 years old, the hippocampus, the memory part of the brain, begins to lose a volume about 1% per year, increasing to 2% in year later in life. However, a new science study is shedding light on a way to avoid this. As reported by CNN, doctors who specialize in brain aging say that you can actually reverse this process entirely with the correct methods. In a study, scientists were able to prove that physical activity, even if it's only walking, can bring more blood to the brain and thus prevent the shrinking of the hippocampus. Other activities such as being socially active and doing puzzles such as Sudoku and crosswords can also prevent the fog of memory loss in old age. But doctors say that in order to get the best results for your future, it is best to start right away, as a sedentary life starting at a young age may decrease the value of these tips later on.
NBA players and owners were still unable to reach a deal early this morning to end the labor struggle that has already postponed the basketball season, but the two sides did agree to meet up again later in the day. CNN reports that NBA Commissioner David Stern said, quote, "Every day we lose another game, it causes both sides to recognize the damage," end quote. After a 12-hour meeting late Wednesday evening that continued until this morning, neither the players nor the owners had been able to see significant progress towards an agreeable deal. The season has been canceled through November 30th, and the two sides are hoping to reach an agreement before then, so they do not have to cancel more games. One of the biggest issues being discussed is the idea of profit sharing after many of the league's 30 owners were unable to have a profitable 2010 season. The league's owners began a lockout of players in early July.
Across the nation, and especially in the tree-hugging Northwest, the issue of becoming more energy efficient has become increasingly important in the past several years. Reporter Courtney Cassette spent spent some time with a group of students that are doing their part to keep Oregon State University green now and in the future.
Todd Jarvis's Geo 300 course took on the sustainability project of changing light bulbs around campus last week, with the goal in mind to create a greener campus here at Oregon State University. Leading the group around campus in his battery-operated car, Nick Somnitz educated the group in Oregon State University's sustainability project. I got a few words with him.
I work for the OSU Sustainability Office. We manage energy-saving projects throughout campus, like changing light bulbs. And we're working with this group of volunteers from the Geo 300 class.
The group was split up through campus to be more efficient and changed light bulbs in over 10 buildings. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, OSU is the second largest purchaser of green power of any college or university in the U.S.
My name is Will, and we changed out some light bulbs in classes that need to be changed out. We went into some of the professors' offices and tried to change those out too, but they weren't too happy about it. So we kind of backed down and started changing the ones that we could. And we also changed some out in the bathroom, and that was fun.
Many students are joining the cause for a greener campus. You can do your part by contacting the Sustainability Office here on campus. And thank you to the Geo 300 group for helping provide Oregon State University with energy-efficient light bulbs. This is Brittany War reporting from Oregon State University. Back to you guys.
CNN is reporting that Adobe is abandoning its Flash software for mobile devices and embracing the new, more broadly accepted web standard, HTML5. Adobe's use of Flash, a type of middleware, has prevented many smartphones and tablet owners from viewing media that requires Flash on their mobile devices. As a part of its move away from Flash, Adobe is laying off 750 members of its staff. The change is not expected to hurt Adobe financially because they hope to convince customers to also make the switch to HTML5. Flash will still continue to be used and updated for many websites, games, and 3D graphics. Overall, the change should benefit consumers and our ability to browse via mobile devices.
After the arrest for sexual abuse against former defense coordinator Jerry Sandusky and the subsequent firing of President Graham Spanier and famed head coach Joe Paterno, Penn State University is a school divided. CNN reports that Sandusky was first investigated for sexually assaulting young boys in 2008, but the grand jury found that the abuse started as far back as 1994. According to grand jury proceedings, Paterno was made aware of Sandusky performing anal sex on a boy believed to be about 10 years old back in 2002. Though he reported these allegations to his boss the next day, thus meeting any obligations under state law, many felt that he should have done more. On Wednesday morning, Paterno announced that he would be retiring at the end of the season. Later that evening, the university trustees unanimously voted to have him removed from his position effective immediately. Upon hearing the announcement, hundreds of students began rioting in support of Paterno, some going as far as flipping a news van. So far, Sandusky has been charged with 7 counts of involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, as well as aggravated indecent assault, corruption of minors, and endangering the welfare of a child.
A new prime minister will soon be sworn into the Greek government. CNN reports that Lucas Papademos, a former banker and European Central Bank vice president, has been named as the new prime minister. He told reporters that the chief task of the transitional government was to implement the controversial bailout package agreed to with European leaders last month. He states that the course will not be easy, but the country's problems will be solved, and it would happen, quote, sooner, at a lower cost, and in a more efficient way if there is unity, consensus, and reasonableness, end quote. European Union chiefs welcome the change as a new chapter for Greece.
In an experiment that seems straight out of a science fiction movie, scientists have developed a laser that can actually make rain. This laser may become invaluable to countries in areas that are plagued by drought as the global need for water continuously increases. As reported by CNN, the brainchild behind this idea is French physicist Jérôme Casparian. He says that his idea is to shoot powerful laser pulses into the atmosphere to knock off atmospheric molecules. These charged particles would then be the seed to which water forms on to make droplets. In nature, this seeding process is caused by dust floating in the air. Researchers have long been trying to adapt this seeding process to make it work on their own terms, going as far as spraying dry ice or silver oxide into the air. This raises concerns for environmentalists, however, who don't like the idea of uncontrolled spraying of chemicals over farmlands. Kasparian explains that each laser pulse will send several trillion watts of energy into the atmosphere, and that they've already had a successful trial run over the skies of Berlin. Kasparian goes on to explain that his device is unfortunately not a cure-all for every region of the world, and that the laser can't make rain out of dry air.
A historian has been arrested in central Russia after police found the corpses of 29 women dressed as dolls in his apartment. CNN is reporting that the 45-year-old man has been charged with desecrating bodies and graves. His identity has not been released. Authorities say the man stole the clothes he used to dress the women from the graves when he took their bodies. Russian Interior Ministry spokesman General Valery Gribakin reported that the incident started about 2 years ago, causing public uproar each time, and that police worked very hard to find the culprit. Gribakin said, quote, "Our leading theory was that it was done by some extremist organizations. We decided to beef up our police units and set up groups composed of our most experienced detectives who specialize in extremist crimes," end quote. The suspect faces charges that could get him up to 3 months in jail or a year of correctional labor.
The International Union for Conservation of Nature is reporting that the black rhino, native to Africa, was previously listed as critically endangered, but is now officially extinct. The black rhino was last seen in Western Africa in 2006. CNN reports that the conservation group now lists the northern white rhino as currently teetering on the brink of extinction as well. The report, the Red List on Threatened Species, lists that of the 60,000 species reviewed, 25% of the mammal population is at risk of extinction.
Rescue crews are working to reach dozens trapped beneath the rubble today after an earthquake shook eastern Turkey Wednesday night, reports CNN. At least 7 people have been killed, and more than 100 people are buried under the debris. Reports indicate that so far 25 people have been rescued. The earthquake that struck at 9:23 p.m. local time in Turkey was a magnitude 5.7 with an epicenter 9 miles south of the town of Van. A total of 25 buildings collapsed, and the schools in the area will not open until December 5th. This is the second earthquake to hit Turkey within the last month. The earthquake on October 23rd killed over 500 people. That's all the news we have for you tonight, but be sure to tune in on Monday evening at 7 o'clock for more of your local, national, and international news right here on KBVR. Have a good weekend.